Every family has a story, and a lot of the time it might not be our preferred ideal. I live far away from my family now, but every time I visit them, as much as I'm excited to see them, I also experience a lot of triggers that I'm still learning to navigate. Navigating family relationships, especially the complicated, unhealthy ones, can be very emotionally draining and sometimes might feel like a lifelong burden. It is really difficult to look at the situation from a detached point of view and establish boundaries and distance for yourself, especially when it comes to our loved one, because for me personally, I find myself often torn between feeling super guilty about choosing to create boundaries from them because aren't we supposed to love our family unconditionally? But also, I want to do something that is also healthy for me and my well-being. What I'm still learning each and every day is that how can I create boundaries that work for me, but also coming from a place of love and care. Hi, my name is Rachel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be talking about my experience with navigating family relationship and inner child healing journey. Parents are just human navigating parenthood for the first time, and I personally believe that a lot of things they do are with good intentions and are coming from a place of love. However, to us, it might not always reflect that way, especially through the lens of our younger selves who have a lot of needs and rely on our parents for survival. So let me tell you briefly about my childhood. My parents work really long hours, and that shows a lot of love and sacrifice that they've made that I'm very, very grateful for. And that means I didn't get to see them a lot. I didn't get to spend a lot of quality time with them. I mainly spent a lot of time with my older sister. She's 17 years older than me, so she's always been a mother figure to me. She would take me to school, we would go eat together, she would go to the parents-teacher meetings. So there has never been much of a emotional bond between me and my mom. And now looking back, I realize that I never really share any secrets with my parents. I never told her about what happened at school, who my friends are. I don't think she never really know who my best friend in school or like what's going on at school or things that I'm thinking in my head. I would never share any secrets with her. And when I was in school, I was quite jealous of other kids who seemed really close with their mom. And all these things are all unconscious. I never realized that I was doing any of this because I never felt close to my mom. Like all these things kind of came naturally to me, and I did not realize any of this until I started doing therapy. I would also say that my mom is a very traditional Asian parent, which means that she would give me a lot of tough love. She never really gave me any compliments. She would say things like, "You're not that smart, you're not that pretty, you need to do better. People won't like you if you're acting this way. You need to work harder, you need to try harder because you're not as smart as other kids. You're too skinny and that makes you not pretty." All that says to me as a child is that I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I'll never be enough. You don't like me the way I am. That's what my sort of like my younger self was thinking. I wasn't looking at it as like, oh, she just want me to improve, she just want me to do better, or whatever that is. I carry a lot of that beliefs into my adulthood, and it's something that I still working on till this day, is working on my self-concept, my confidence, getting over the fear of being seen, getting over the fear of not being good enough, unworthiness. Basically, all the therapy and inner work that I've done for the past 4 years has been solely focused on healing my inner child and shifting my self-concept. What got me into therapy 4 years ago was because I was getting really emotionally drained from being a huge people pleaser, and I constantly found myself being in a relationship with people that took advantage of me, especially romantic relationship. Like I would always be with guys who didn't treat me well or would just give me the bare minimum, and I put up with it because I thought I deserved it. And over time that really drained me a lot emotionally, and I was being people pleaser to like the friends in my life and all types of relationships. So that's why I went on this journey of healing my inner child, and I never looked back. But oh boy, had this journey been full of ups and downs, and it has been a roller coaster of emotions. I went from being super angry at my mom and blaming her to feeling guilty because she has sacrificed a lot for me and that I shouldn't complain, and to feeling triggered every time that she judges me or says something that makes me feel sort of less than or feels unseen or unworthy. I would say the first couple years of my healing journey, all I did was blaming my mom. I thought that if she hadn't told me that I'm not good enough, then maybe I would have been a more confident person. I would have been more successful. I would have known to walk away from the toxic men in my life. While doing that, I would try to win every argument with her. I would try to change the way she thinks. I would try to fix her. I mean, obviously now I'm just grateful that all these things happened, because it took me on this path that really transformed me as a person and allowed me to share this with other people and allow me to shift myself and, attract the right romantic relationship in my life and all types of relationship, really. Last year, after going to a retreat, I decided that I no longer want to be the victim of my life. I don't want to complain anymore. I don't want to blame my mom or any external circumstances for the way my life turned out to be. And that also means letting go of the expectations that our relationships will change or that my mom will change, because my focus was to heal myself and to work on my inner world and to be able to regulate my emotions better. And crazy enough, the moment I started working on my inner world, my outer world starts to change. The relationship between me and my mom now are, I would say, a little bit more easy flowing, a little bit calmer, which I'm very, very happy about. And I also found out that she's been meditating every day now, which is amazing. I love that for her. You know how they say, like, as within, so without? Like, I've heard of that and I get that, but I've never, like, had a real evidence in my life until, like, recently. But those are amazing things. And at the end of the day, I feel like those are just, we had to look at it in a way of like, oh, those are just bonuses and great, like, side effects of us working on ourselves, our inner worlds, healed ourselves. Also, another thing is that when someone hurt us, it can be really hard to see the parts of who they are, but those backstories really matter. It took me quite some time during my healing journey to start asking questions like, oh, I wonder what was my mom relationship with her mom? What was her childhood like? This brought me a lot of compassion for her, because I see this person who didn't know how to regulate her emotions and were just acting out of fear and anger, and that breaks my heart, because she's my mom, and I wish that she had maybe had access to therapy. Maybe she had known ways to, like, regulate her nervous system better. Just anything. It makes me feel very sad. It doesn't mean what she said to me doesn't hurt me anymore, but it makes me less angry when I think of her as more than just one thing. Lastly, I want to note that healing is not linear. It is an ongoing process that comes in many, many forms. I still face a lot of triggers in my conversations with me and my mom all the time till this day. One thing my therapist taught me that really helped me is that she said that, Rachel, the version of yourself now, your 23-year-old self, knows how to regulate her emotions and does the inner work every day. But in your relationship with your mom, that 8-year-old inner child that felt misunderstood, that felt unworthy, still wants to come out. So recognize which version of yourself is having these thoughts and emotions and triggers, because that will help with sort of detaching our current self with the wounds that we carry, if that makes sense. The inner child isn't good or bad, it just is, and our job is to accept them and acknowledge them and be the adult that can remind them that, like, hey, we're safe, like, we got this. I'm currently filming this video just a few days before I go visit my family in Vietnam. I do this every year and I'm very, very grateful to be able to do this. And to be quite honest, I'm feeling a whole bunch of mixed emotions right now. I'm very, very excited to go, but I also have a lot of anxiety and fear right now, because I think it's way easier to navigate relationship with your family when you're not living with them, but when you stay in the same house and spend every waking hours with them, it's much harder to sort of like stay composed and not have old emotionals resurface. It's a journey, so every time I'm faced with these moments of triggers, I told myself that, oh, this is an opportunity for me to learn more about myself and learn how to navigate this better. Hopefully this time things will be a lot better, because I feel like I've been doing the inner work consistently for quite some time, so it should be okay. Anyways, I'll end my video here. I've never done any sit-down videos like this, so I might just get 2 views out of this video, but this is a topic that is very near and dear to me, so I wanted to share, and I am setting the intention that it reaches the right people that need to hear it, that find comfort in it, that can relate to it. So if you like this video or just want to share your thoughts, experiences, I am all ears. Please comment down below. I would love to hear your story, your thoughts on this, and like and subscribe if you enjoy my video. But next video, I'll be back to doing my normal vlogs, and those vlogs will be me in Vietnam, and I'll be also solo traveling Thailand for about a week. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for being here and listening to me talking. I'm very, very grateful that you're here, and I hope you have a good day or night wherever you're at, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.